Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the news podcast on TayNinhTV with some last events in our private news nationwide. And here are our stories today. Ladies and gentlemen, on the morning of July the 21st, Mr. Mai Vang-jin, member of the Party Central Committee, Deputy Prime Minister, Deputy Head of the Central Steering Committee on the Implementation of Directive Number 30 of Police Bureau on Building and Implementing the Grassroots Democracy Regulation, had a working session with the Standing Committee of the then Provincial Party Committee. Joining the working delegation, there was Deputy Head of the Central Propaganda and Mass Mobilization Commission, Phạm Tất Thắng. Receiving and working with the delegation, there was Deputy Secretary, Provincial Party Committee, and Chairman of the Vietnam Front Committee of the province, Nguyễn Thanh Hải. Speaking at the meeting, the Deputy Prime Minister Mai Vang-jin acknowledged and highly appreciated the province's efforts implementing the grassroots democracy regulations over the past time to continue promoting the achieved results. The Deputy Prime Minister requested the province to thoroughly grasp Directive Number 30 of the Police Bureau, considering it a regular and key task, a foundation for building a solid people's trust to properly implement the motto "People know, people discuss, people do, people inspect, people supervise, and people benefit." The Deputy Prime Minister also paid special attention to the early reorganization of the People's Inspection Board and the Community Supervision Board after training elements the two-level local government model. To promote the role of the people through activities at the grassroots level. At the same time, the province were requested to both implement and review the task to promptly make recommendations and overcome difficulties. In particular, special attention should be paid to administrative procedure settlement for the people and businesses to create the most favorable conditions.
On the same day, Deputy Prime Minister Mai Vang-jin had a working session with the Party Committee of Nhiệt Tảo Khmer, appreciating the initiative in operating the new apparatus in the locality, especially the early completion of advisory and support agencies of the Party Committee and the People's Committee of the Khmer. The Deputy Prime Minister suggested that the locality should quickly move from passive to proactive to serve the people, build an administration close to the people, close to the grassroots, urgently prepare well for the Congress. In particular, it is necessary to focus on researching and reviewing the resolution's targets, closely following the actual situation after the merger and new development orientations.
And on the occasion of the 78th anniversary of the World Values and Mottos Day, July the 27th, the Central Inspection Committee's working delegation led by member of the Party Central Committee, Deputy Head of the Central Inspection Committee, Nguyễn Hồng Lĩnh, came to offer incense at the historical relic of the Southern Central Inspection Committee in Tân Lập Commune, Tây Ninh Province. Accompanying the delegation, there was member of the Provincial Party Committee Standing Committee, head of the Tây Ninh Provincial Inspection Committee, Nguyễn Thành Vững. In a solemn atmosphere, the delegation offered incense and fresh flowers, expressing the deep gratitude to the heroic martyrs, officers and soldiers of the Central Inspection Department of the Southern Revolution region, who sacrificed for the cause of the national liberation and reunification. It is an activity of profound political and humanistic significance, expressing the gratitude of today's generation for the great and strong sacrifice of the heroic martyrs, as well as the infinite gratitude for the great contributions of the previous generations of the Party Inspection Department to the revolutionary cause.
On the occasion of the 78th anniversary of War Invaders and Martyrs Day, July 27, the working delegation led by Standing Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Chairman of the Provincial People's Council Nguyễn Minh Hùng, visited and representatives to policy, families and meritorious people in the world. The delegation visited and representatives to War Invaders Nguyễn Duy Thi, 87 years old with 60 years of party membership, visited War Invaders Ta Mansur, 76 years old, and Miss Nguyễn Thị Chia, 80 years old, who contributed to the revolution in the resistance wars against the U.S. to save the country. The delegation presented each family with a gift and 1 million Vietnam dong in cash. At a place visit, Standing Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Chairman of the Provincial People's Council Nguyễn Minh Hùng, sent his warm regards to each family, expressed their gratitude for the sacrifice and great contributions of the families in the revolutionary cause.
And ladies and gentlemen, with the motto traffic going first opens the way and clear roads, clear talents, highway create the right wealth, Tân An province consider priority of developing and perfecting the transport system as one of the important strategic breakthroughs. A series of laws and the key transport projects are being implemented with the expectation of building a synchronous, modern and highly connected transport system. With the motto, traffic goes first to pave the way, clear roads, clear talents, highway create the right wealth. Tân An province considered the priority of developing and perfecting the transport system as one of the important strategic breakthroughs. A series of laws and key transport projects are being implemented with the expectation of building a synchronous, modern and highly connected transport system. And during the past term, the province has focused on prioritizing on investment resources to perfect the transport system. The province is accelerating the completion of key transport projects with a determination to put the projects into the yield zone. And the key projects of Provincial Roads number 830E, although there were many difficulties related to the site clearance during the project implementation, the units have made effort to deploy the construction projects with the motto, wherever the site is available, the construction projects will be deployed immediately, and up to now, in the building packages, the construction progress has been ensured as required. The progress of the entire project has reached about 46%. In particular, implementing the national key project of Ho Chi Minh City Ring Road number 3, although there is a project that has been urgently implemented with the participation of the entire political system, along with the efforts of contractors. The project progress has met and exceeded the requirements. In particular, the site clearance work has reached for 100% in terms of household, completed the resettlement areas, and arranged the plots for the people. At the same time, the three main construction packages of the project have been focused on by the contractors, with the progress reaching nearly 78%, ensuring the required milestones of the government. From the moment we participated, we also determined that this was a national key project, so we mobilized human resources, equipment, and materials to complete the project on schedule. And up to now, the package has reached over 80% of the package value, striving to complete it in 2005. And up to now, some branches have been opened to traffic along with Binh Lức Long Thanh Expressway. And from now until the end of the project, we will carry out the project in the spirit of the Prime Minister's direction to work in 3 steps and 4 teams to ensure the project meets the progress and quality. In addition, the intersection section Ring Road number 3 with Ho Chi Minh City, Trung Lương and Binh Lức Long Thanh has completed the entire overpass on foot, installed the traffic safety system and lighting, and the extension of the connection connecting to Binh Lức Long Thanh Expressway. Currently, the intersection is open to traffic connecting the 2 expressways. With the current progress, the province is determined to strive to complete the projects according to the progress milestones required by the government. Complete the expressway in 2025 and put the entire project into operation on April the 30th of 2026. The Ring Road number 3 project is a national key project with a length of 74.6 kilometers, and the section passing through the old Long An province and now Tân An province is 6.8 kilometers long. Currently, the completion progress is 77.8%. And we, together with the construction and supervision units, are determined to open the technical traffic around October and complete the project around April 30th of 2016, in accordance with the direction of the Prime Minister. And with the efforts and determination, the province is striving to complete the key projects to meet the development requirements, attract investment, and open up new development spaces. And in the afternoon of the July the 21st, the delegation led by the Standing Committee member of the Windsor Party Committee, Permanent Vice Chairwoman of Windsor People's Council Nguyễn Đại Thi visited and presented the gaps to families of policy beneficiaries and meritorious people in Châu Thành Community and Province on the occasion of the 78th anniversary of the World Values Immortals Day. The delegation visited and presented the gaps to the Vietnamese Eric Mortar Nguyễn Thị Chảy, 87 years old, in two high hamlets. The one village, Hồ Thanh Phúc, 67 years old, infected with the toxic chemicals and residing in Bình Hòa hamlet, and Missy Đặng Thị Ơi, 72 years old, residing in Quarter 1, infected with the toxic chemicals. The delegation presented its family with a gift and 1 million Vietnam dong in cash. At its place visited, the permanent vice chairwoman of Windsor People's Council Nguyễn Đại Thi sent her warm regards and wishing the elderly and their families a happy and healthy life, continuing to be a shining example for their children and grandchildren to follow.
On the afternoon of July 21st, member of the Provincial Party Standing Committee, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee Nguyễn Hồng Thanh led a survey delegation from the province to work with the Bình Minh World Party Committee on the preparations for the first Party Congress of the World term of 2025-2030. Receiving the delegation, the World Party Secretary, Chairman of the World People's Council Võ Hồng Sang, and leaders of agencies and units of Bình Minh World. At the meeting, the leaders of Bình Minh World reported on the results of the merging administrative units and the process of building documents for the new term Party Congress. Established under the resolution of the National Assembly Standing Committee, Bình Minh World currently has 47 affiliated party organizations with more than 1,200 party members. The upcoming first Party Congress of the World is of special significance, marking the beginning of the operation of the political system according to the new administrative unit model. The World aims to make a breakthrough in planning, developing dynamic urban areas, promoting digital transformation, and building smart cities by 2030. Concluding the meeting, member of the Provincial Party Standing Committee, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee Nguyễn Hồng Thanh requested the world to continue to complete the ROPS Congress documents in a concise, focused, and close to realistic manner, and at the same time directed the world to urgently review and complete the preparation steps to successfully organize the Congress before August 20th.
And for the first time, wearing the uniform of soldiers, nearly 250 young men of the Training Battalion Mobile 1 brought with them many surprises and worries as they embarked on a challenging training journey. 4.5 months of military training have fought with the will and fought the mettle of the border guards, and they are ready to take on any task of protecting the sharp front line of the fatherland.
From the very first day of enlistment, most of these new recruits were young men, leaving their families for the first time, entering the military environment with no small amount of confusion. But through each training session, each month, 8 hours of physical training, they have readily matured both physically and mentally. 4 post-months of training in the military have helped these soldiers integrate and improve themselves. From someone who had never taught a gun, these soldiers have mastered the techniques of hitting targets, marching across terrain, and being disciplined with themselves. I feel very emotional. Besides that, I feel very happy when the leader has decided on a new unit. I see this as a separate mission, no matter which unit I'm in. I'm always ready to protect my homeland, no matter which unit I'm in. I always try to follow the unit's regulations well and try to study and train with the unit's officers to complete the task. At the end of the training course, 100% of soldiers master the skill and skillfully use the weapons and equipment, grasp basic knowledge of particular operations, national territory, individual tactics, teams and swords, practice well the team regulations and physical strength. I believe and affirm that they will always protect the border at the front line of the country to complete the task well after returning to the new unit. They must constantly strive and cultivate revolutionary qualities, righteous discipline, actively study and work to constantly improve their qualifications in all aspects, strictly comply with orders of the army and localities, strictly comply with the tenets of honor and trained military disciplines. The relatives and families of the soldiers clearly felt the maturity not only in appearance, mature manner, but also in thinking, way of speaking, and attitude towards life. I'm very happy I came to see my child off after the training course to the new unit. I see that he's more mature, more courageous, worthy of being a soldier of alcohol, both professional and red. My child have performed his duty well. I came here to see him to the new unit. I told him to do well. The soldiers have become steadfast Portuguese, ready to protect the flag of the fatherland. The new journey has just begun, but it will certainly be the proudest journey in the life of these young soldiers.
At Cang Đức Commune, Mr. Lê Thanh Điền, Deputy Director of Social Policy Bank in Province Branch, had a working session with the leaders of Cang Đức Commune on the social policy credit activities in the commune. At the meeting, after listening to the report on the social policy credit activities in the commune, the leaders of the farmer union, veteran unions, and women unions, and the youth union of the commune reflected on the differences and advantages in activities of savings and loan groups after the merger of administrative units. According to the reports of the units, the whole commune currently has 61 savings, and the loan groups is about 2,760 members. The total outstanding debt in the area is more than 162 billion Vietnam dong, and the overdue debt rate is 0.04%. The current advantages of the groups are that some borrowing households are not present in agriculture, and some households are unable to pay the debt. Concluding the meeting, Mr. Lê Thanh Điền agreed with the commune leaders to continue maintaining the time and location of smoothly transactions in the hamlets to facilitate the people when participating in transactions. Mass organizations need to promote the application of information technology in policy credit activities according to the regulations of the State Bank and the trend of national digital transformation in the coming time. And Bà Đen Mountain National Tourist Area in TayNinhTV Province continued to affirm its position as one of the leading spiritual and tourist destinations in the southern region, when every month displays welcome hundreds of thousands of visitors, showing the strong attraction of the roof of the south.
In recent months, Bà Đen Mountain National Tourist Area has continuously recorded a large number of visitors and increased compared to the same period. From the beginning of the year to mid-July, this place has welcomed nearly 3 million tons of visitors. Thus, on average, the tourist area welcomes more than 450,000 tons of visitors each month. The figures show that Bà Đen Mountain is becoming one of the destinations attracting the largest number of visitors in the country, contributing significantly to the socio-economic development of the province. In addition to the increase in the number of tourists, revenue in the past 7 months has also increased by 2% compared to the same period, reaching nearly 29 billion Vietnam dong. With continuous efforts in developing tourism, Bà Đen Mountain promises to continue to be an ideal destination, bringing memorable experiences to visitors from near and far, while contributing to promoting the image of TayNinhTV tourism to domestic and international friends.
And ladies and gentlemen, in just the past week, a herd of nearly 50 pigs, including breeding sows and pigs ready for sale of Mr. Trần Văn Nam's family, has been infected with African swine fever. One of these pigs had to be destroyed, causing the great economic losses for his family. All of these pigs had to be destroyed and causing the great economic losses for his family. The total loss were 23 pigs and the first time, 25 pigs for this time, and the total loss of about 5 to 600 million Vietnam dong. After the pigs were infected, the family reported to local authorities to destroy them in the context of the complicated pandemic. In Nam Dang Commune, the local authorities have established control teams, increased supervision of transportation and slaughter activities in the area. Establishing a mobile team assigned the police and the economic infrastructure department to strictly inspect the transportation and trading through the area. And we have discovered 2 cases that have been handed over to the police for handling. At this time, we are not waiting, using all solutions to have the resources to fight against the pandemic. Nghệ An province currently has 41 licensed centralized slaughterhouses. However, the slaughter management work of the government and functional agencies at these facilities has not been strictly implemented. Some localities show the signs of laxity. At the slaughterhouse in Nam Dang commune, the pigs from other localities are still brought in without quarantine papers, and there are still some people secretly dumping the dead pigs into canals, polluting the environment and spreading the pandemic. The people call, so I go to buy. Healthy pigs are being fed, so I buy it. It's about 20 kilometers away from Thanh Mai to here, but no one checks for the pandemic. In addition to specialized agencies, the role of implementing pandemic prevention is the local government level, specifically the commune level government, which also needs to strengthen inspection and control. Strengthening the mobile patrol and control teams to handle the cases of trading pigs and ill products suspected of being infected. And up to now, Nghệ An province has recorded 25 outbreaks of African swine fever occurring in 25 communes. Thousands of pigs have been forced to be destroyed. The pandemic is complicated, and therefore, in addition to joining and suppressing the pandemic, Nghệ An also needs to strictly handle the cases of transporting pigs out of the province without a quarantine certificate.
And that's all for today at TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.